Which one is my camera?
Positive.
How about them Giants? How about them Giants? How about them Giants?
How about them Giants? How about them Giants? How about them Giants? The New York Giants win. The New York Giants beat the Chargers at home in the Jackson Dart debut. And I wish I would have been able to leave it at that. But unfortunately, Malik Neighbors goes down. We do not know the extent of the injury. A lot of rumors are saying that it's an ACL. It's definitely the knee. They had to pull the card out for him, and it was very fast. So it does not look good for Malik Neighbors. And that part of this victory is very, very bittersweet. Very, very bittersweet. Got to put that to the side. It's a big deal. I have to put it to the side. How about them Giants? How about those New York Giants? Malik Neighbors went out early. And the Giants didn't just fold and give up. No, Jackson Dart led this offense to a victory today. Now, I will say this as well. Shout out to the defense. Shout out to the defense for being the difference in this game. Again, Jackson Dart was doing this thing. Cam Scatterbull doing this thing. This offensive line with good protection doing their thing as well. The story of this game for me is the defense and the four guys up front. Not saying that the rest of the defense didn't do anything. Andrew Phillips made plays. Tyler Nubin made plays early. Javon Holland went out for a while and Belton had to go in. There were things happening, but the constant pressure that we were able to get with four is the reason why the team got this dub at the end of the day. Pressure with the front four. There were subtle changes too for the defensive alignment that I think helped. So I don't know if Shane Bowen had a cup of coffee and decided, you know what, it's time for me to start really coaching, or somebody else had some suggestions for him. But one of the subtle differences that I saw today in this past defense, or I should say this defensive line alignment, is they switched how they were playing people. You saw Abdul Carter coming off the edge, and for a guy that was screaming when Moorsal went out, when McFadden went out, you got to play, Abdul Carter off ball because that gets everybody on the field at the same time. Forget all that. That was for that game and that week. We saw a subtle change. You saw Kayvon Thibodeau lined up on the inside and Abdul Carter lined up outside of him, coming off the edge, and it worked today. Burns, Tibbs, Carter got pressure. I said it in a tweet. I said it got to be a party at the quarterback today. And it was absolutely a party at the quarterback today. Shout out to Dexter Lawrence. I wish he would have got that pick six. But that was a fantastic play nonetheless. Ran the ball almost 40 yards for the pick six. Got tackled on the 1 yard line. Dex deserved that pick six. I'm mad at Justin Herbert trying to chase. Well, he did already. He did chase him down. I wish the stiff arm would have landed where it needed to land. And that way, Dexter Lawrence, scampers into the end zone. And we saw this. And we will see for the first time, a sexy Dexy dance in the end zone. We were robbed of that. Now, let's talk about some of the negatives, though. Red zone offense still leaves a lot to be desired. In certain situations, we got a little bit too cute and had to settle for 3. That was one of those occasions. Now, let's go back to the positive when it comes to the offense. Jackson Dart looked comfortable. Jackson Dart looked cool. Even when he had the minor hamstring pull, he was still able to continue and finish the game. Now, imagine what he would have looked like if he still had both hamstrings. He was working with 1.5 hamstrings after he had to pull. Imagine, just imagine if he had 2 whole hamstrings for that whole game. We probably have a little bit more points. I still believe that 14 points were taken off of the board because we weren't able to be successful in the red zone. 2 times we went forward on 4th and got stopped. But I will say this. The offensive line, for the most part, had a clean pocket for Jackson Dart to operate. There were times where there were some coverage sacks where Jackson Dart had the ball 4, 5, almost 6 seconds, but there was nowhere to go with the ball. Now, obviously, Malik Neighbors not being on the field can attribute to that, but still, We saw the offensive line give a quarterback for the we saw a New York Giants offensive line give a New York quarterback 4 to 5 to 6 seconds to make a play. When was the last time we saw anything like that? We haven't seen it, I don't think, ever. Not since 2008 and Eli Manning back there. That's the last time we saw something like that. Still a lot to be desired in the run game, but what am I doing right now? Complaining when the New York Giants got a W against the Los Angeles Chargers, a team that nobody had us picked beating. Nobody had us picked beating. Some people don't even have us beating the Saints, but the New York Giants had a gut check game today and pulled off a victory, and I'm excited about that. That's one thing that we could take back to us. Tomorrow when you go to work, when you're in your office, when you're at the water cooler and people are talking about the games and how their teams played, guess what? You can walk in there with your head up high, chest poked out, ready to talk trash with everybody else. Because it's not just any team that you beat today. It's about beating the number one team in the AFC. That's what the New York Giants did. And it wasn't fluky at all. We outplayed the Chargers. It wasn't a bunch of mistakes being made. We caused the mistakes. We caused those interceptions. Pressure got to Justin Herbert. A deflected pass in a Dexter Lawrence interception. He made that play. He batted that ball himself and caught the interception. The New York Giants made plays today. It was not fluky, and that's the best feeling about this game. That's the best feeling that I have about this game. So hopefully, if you don't do anything else, enjoy this victory for the next couple of days. Figure out what we're going to do about the Malik Neighbors situation. Who do we got to pick up off the practice squad? Who's possibly out there that we can make a move to try to get a wide receiver? But for right now, today, enjoy this victory. Enjoy this W, New York Giants fans. Because as we can see, already 4 weeks into the season, these wins don't come easily. The wins don't come easily, so when we get them, we got to enjoy them for just a little bit. A couple days. We deserve that much, right? We absolutely deserve that much. But, man, let me know what you guys think. I just did the live. Shout out to the people that was in the live. Over 300 people at one point in the live. That's the best numbers I've ever seen. Thank you for the love and support for that. Again, thanks. Shout out to the day ones that always show love and support. If you are a New York Giants fan and this is the first time seeing this video, first time seeing my face, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. This is the Big Blue Nation. And if you are a part of the Big Blue Nation, make sure you subscribe to the channel. But with that being said, I want to thank everybody for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows, Big Blue Nation. We got the dub. Let's go.